Welcome guys to Generating Leads from Classes webinar. So probably one of the most overlooked areas and sources of leads from the fact that we're operating our businesses from a pure gym. Throughout this webinar, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about how you can go about doing that, different ideas on interacting, some hints and tips on really showing the value and trying to build that kind of community around you, and then how you can kind of lead all that into taking someone who's been in your group exercise class for maybe a couple of months or a couple of weeks or even a couple of years and generating different triggers and talking points for you to almost take them out of their comfort zone and get them to question their goals, their aspirations, what they're doing now, and how that can then enable you to position your business as one of the solutions for it. So let's kick on. First of all, I wanted to talk to you about two things. Why people buy things, why people value things, and what it is you're trying to achieve through running, an absolutely superb group exercise class, and how that can in turn give you more business. And I'm sure you listening to this, you've generated business from classes already. It's one of the most common things we hear via the workshops and the Facebook group is, we always get people coming up to us after classes asking for PT. Maybe that's not like real consistent, and maybe you hit a plateau at some point, but it's always kind of there. And it's down to two things. The very first thing is value. Through the classes, you can achieve delivering value from what you are as a coach. And you might again be sitting there thinking, well, people might think I'm just a group exercise instructor. Cool, no drama, right? It's your job to change that view and change that opinion. It's not the members' perspective and not the members' responsibility to know what you can do for them. You've got to tell them. You've got to create conversations for them to understand the value in what you can provide them outside of a group exercise class. It is 100% your responsibility. So it's a massive, massive opportunity here, but you've got to look at it and you've got to change your mindset if you've got any limiting beliefs around why members come to classes and that the fact that you can't convert off the back of them. Massive, massive tool. We just need to, I guess, take a step back a little bit, look at the kind of landscape of opportunity and really put forth some creative ideas to generate conversations. At the end of the day, guys, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to sales, it's about generating meaningful conversations and having really good communication skills. The second thing that classes enable you to do, and what a big goal as a group exercise instructor in that type of model, is to create a huge amount of rapport and trust with people. And it's a huge thing when we deliver a quality service through our group exercise, and we are very personable and communicate, and we'll go through some tips in a second on how you can do that. We build huge rapport with the people in front of us, and that enables us to build up trust in them. So these are the two defining factors that will enable people to come into your business. Do they understand the value of your personal training business? And do they trust you? Do they like you? And these two things, obviously, classes can facilitate hugely across the board. So this webinar is all about opening up those opportunities, enabling you to take a step back from your normal day-to-day stuff where you go in, you run your class, it's probably a great class, and you move on to the next thing and you move on to the next thing, and it's that kind of conveyor belt of routine that hopefully this webinar will give you some perspective on, because it's probably stuff it's maybe some stuff you don't, but it's about giving you some context and suppose giving that perspective as well, because classes are an amazing tool to generate business from. So moving on, what are the advantages of running a Group X class in regards to your business? The very first thing is that it is a captive audience. Okay, it's a captive audience that you are either standing in front of or you are leading, and they will listen mostly. Some don't, but mostly listen to everything you say for 30 to 60 minutes. So let's just put that into perspective, right? Let's say you've got a bunch of people who are interested in health and fitness, who make an active effort to do exercise on a regular basis, and you've got an opportunity to show them how the technique work, to show them your skills in coaching, in leading, in teaching, and an opportunity to speak to every single one of them for 30 to 60 minutes. You'd absolutely grab hold of that chance. Fact is, we've got that opportunity every time we do a Group X class. The third thing is you don't have to generate leads for your classes. What I mean by that is the gym facility, Pure Gym, advertises the classes. It enables people to book on through an app. It gives you training on it. It provides a space, provides the equipment, provides the music. Everything is there. You don't have to generate leads for your class. The only reason why a class wouldn't work is if the delivery is poor, or if it is building up on a new time slot, for example. You don't have to generate the leads for the class. You can do and absolutely oversubscribe that class, don't get me wrong, but it's done for you. So again, you've got a captive audience that is drawn into that class for you, and they're going to listen to you for 30 to 60 minutes every single shift. The fourth advantage is that it is on your shift. So this is the way you look at it, and some people sitting there might disagree with me and might agree with me, and this is my perspective. I used to have to travel to different gyms to put classes on a lot of the time when I was a rent-paying PT back in the day, and I would have had to been employed by the gym to do classes and to generate leads. They're on your shift. So they're a part of your working kind of 4 hours. They're on your shift already. And this is an opportunity to absolutely rinse them, like absolutely take advantage of the fact that you've got people who are interested in health and fitness. The classes will attract specific people to specific classes. So you've got demographics coming to different classes, and they're on shift. Massive opportunity. They bring a huge opportunity to showcase your skills and knowledge. Huge, right? And we'll go through some tips on the next couple of slides. An amazing way to get yourself known in the gym. So for all the new PTs watching this and listening to this, obviously building up a reputation in a gym which has maybe an already established team, it's a phenomenal way of getting your own little following, of getting yourself known in the gym. I was always known through my Group X of like the CrossFit style training and the HIIT style training. I was always built up my kind of reputation and be known for that style of training, and to be very technical. And I build that up through my classes a lot of the time. It gives you an opportunity to create great relationships with people. You sitting there now watching this, I bet you can, and you've done a Group X for a while, you can think of people on first name basis that you do really click with and really get on with. It gives you an opportunity to create great relationships. And even if those people are way too far down the line in the friend zone, let's say, to come into your business, they're the walking and talking marketing material for you. Yeah. So there's always something you can do with that as well. It 100% helps you build confidence of presenting, homing your communication skills, learning how to cue people in a group of people, designing kind of timings of workouts, it gives massive amount of confidence over time. And again, if relate this back to when you first started doing it, from your first class to your 10th class, your confidence would have shot up. I'm guessing over that time. And crucially, gives you an opportunity to understand different demographics and also enhance your communication skills. The one big thing I would say on this point here is that yes, 85% of the people walking into your gym will want to lose weight, tone up. Okay, fact. But there are subcategories and sub demographics within that gym which you can really start to home in on. Females between 30 and 35, males between 18 and 25, males between 35 and 45. And just those age ranges, if I've just thrown those identifiers out there for you there, you'll think of, right, male between 35 and 45, maybe young family, career focus, may travel, female 30 to 35, either young mum or potentially very career focused, maybe starting a young family, males between 18 and 25, maybe in university, probably want to get kind of ripped up for going on holiday with the boys. Be very stereotypical, but my point is you can start to understand the different demographics and start to understand who you would want to work with and who you want to attract into your business. And very, very crucially, it helps to home and enhance your communication skills. Practicing being very, very self-aware of how you ask questions and actively listen to people's answers and form a conversation will make and break your personal training business. You can be the most technical trainer, the most knowledgeable trainer with all the qualifications in the world. If you can't articulate that and have a conversation with someone, you're not going to build a very good business. Fact. So it enables you to really hone those cueing skills, those descriptive skills on how you can get people to manipulate in regards to a squat or a plank or a push-up, or get them regressions, progressions. It really, really hones those skills in. So a huge amount of advantages in regards to building your own skills, giving yourself practice, and masses of opportunities. The better your delivery, the better the return on investment, the ROI. So we're going to run through a few things here, a few tips and hints. First of all, and a lot of these you'll know, okay, so I know I might be teaching some of you to suck eggs, but in regards to this, a good check-in now and again really helps, because again, I'm sure you're all really, really busy on shift and running around like headless chickens, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of perspective and a step backwards to kind of look at the landscape and go, oh Christ, I used to do that at the beginning, but that kind of fell by the wayside a little bit. I know it was for me. So just a few pointers here. First of all, be organized. Arrive early with everything you need: class registers, music, mic, along with your plan for the session. An unorganized class shows an unorganized PT. Your class is a reflection of you. Okay, your class is a reflection of how you run your business, how you run your sessions, how you coach. It's a snapshot and a snippet and a taster almost into your business. If it's unorganized, unenthusiastic, that'll reflect in people thinking that about your business. Be present. Leave your shit at the door and focus on what's about to go down in the session. Yeah, really, really important. I still coach now group sessions, and whether it's a group exercise class, step, aerobics, yoga, Pilates, heat, sweat, strength, circuits, abs, stretch, whatever, CrossFit is what I coach. You've got to be present. You've got to leave your shit at the door. It's not whatever's going on in your life. It's not their problem. Like, you're there to deliver a service. We're a service-based industry. We've got to be very client-centered, and really, really important. I teach on a Saturday morning, 8 till 12, and believe me, after a day, after 5 days of traveling up and down the UK, you know, I've got to leave that kind of shit at the door almost. And how tired, doesn't matter how tired I am, I've got to show up and I've got to give, you know, the best possible session I can. Show you care. When a member feels as though you're genuinely showing an interest in them and their goals or life, they will trust you more, creating a stronger bond and connection. There's a saying that Ant always goes on about, Mr. Park. It's they don't care how much you know, they care how much you care. And this is huge. This is massive, you know, to build connection and to be genuinely interested and genuinely bought in to people that are in your sessions. Show enjoyment. People don't enjoy it, people don't like it, doesn't matter how hard it is, they're not going to come back. Don't be that I'm here because I have to be. Okay, in my opinion, you shouldn't be in the position if that's your view. Showing how much you enjoy what you do will massively promote your business. Okay, massively. Again, it's a snapshot and a laser focused perception on how you run your business. Okay, huge. Scenario: two PTs of equal skills, experience, knowledge are in front of you. One is smiling and generally seems happy, and the other is hating life, not interested, on their phone. Who is more inviting to talk to? Okay, who is more inviting to talk to? Again, you are your business. Okay, this is a massive opportunity and advantage, or it'll be a massive hindrance. So you can promote your business through a great session, or you can actually damage that reputation, and that's 100% in your control. Create a meaningful interaction. In addition to showing you care, ensure that every interaction, whether it be a look across the studio, quick chat on the way in, or just an acknowledgement, thumbs up, wave, you know, fist pump, whatever it is, make sure it's genuine and it has purpose. Being artificial is really transparent. People pick up on it really quickly. Include some science. Now, this was my big downfall, I've got to admit it, when I first started out. I'm very detailed and very scientifically, logically kind of driven the way I think about things and the way I used to coach. And sometimes it just used to baffle people. When you're coaching, it's important not to bombard people with too much science so that they are confused. And this comes down to building experience in cueing people and getting them to relate to the movement or to why they're doing what they're doing. But it's more important to show that you know your stuff. Include cues and coaching that will help members' education as well as leave them wanting to know more. Okay, so it's those kind of little snippets, those little cues like weight on your heels, wiggle your toes for me, push your hips back and down to initiate the squat, chest up. Short little cues, right? Great. We'll work on that after the session. I'll give you a few pointers before you come into the next class next week, whatever it may be. You're giving them these little cues to make them feel different movements in the way they should feel, great movement patterns. They're enjoying the session, they're getting educated, they're being empowered, but you're also kind of giving them that little hook to come back and ask for more. Lead with the benefits. Sometimes we're too quick to just tell people what to do and then move on to the next exercise. Try leading with or including the why. What are they getting out of this? Or what will they achieve once they're finished? This is also a great way to encourage them to keep coming back to you. You know, so it's not just about, right, we're going to do plank here, this there, this there, this there, this there, this there. You know, give them a bit of, again, including the point at top where include some science, but include the benefits. People will probably want to understand the benefits first and then the features and the science behind it. If people want to know why, genuinely, more often than not, they'll ask you. But it's always great to kind of push on to those benefits at the first forefront of how you're explaining what they're doing, why they're doing what they're doing. Actually see your group. They're in front of you, you look at them, but do you actually see what's going on? Are their faces telling you something? Are they moving as they should be? Are they matching your emotions and feelings of the movement without workout, music, etc.? So this is a big thing. The way you position yourself in and around the group, whether it's a front-facing class, whether you're leading the class facing the mirror, whether it's more of a circuit style class, whether it's a show and coach style of class where you're showing the exercise, doing 2-3 reps, then getting around the group while they're performing those repetitions and that exercise and coaching them. You know, don't stand on the outside. Like be that leader all the time, whether it's a routine and choreographed class to music or it's more of a circuit based class. Like absolutely be the leader and be involved in that. Don't always correct. Bit contradictive here, but as we read through this, I'm sure you'll agree and relate to. Don't do this and don't do that is sometimes a negative phrase with all the best intentions in the world from us. We are sometimes built to pick out faults all too easily and often. Being a constant technical critique may lead to your audience feeling like they're never going to get anything, never doing anything well. Just think, whenever you speak, it's also to be praised. It can also be to praise, recognize people's efforts, encourage people's grit and motivation and drive throughout the class, whether they're doing half reps or full reps or whatever. Motivate them and also challenge them as well. That is a way that we can correct people without having a negative first. So just some things there that will hopefully really resonate, some like top tips from leading and kind of preparing and delivering, that great exercise, group exercise class that is going to deliver value, is going to build rapport, is going to gain people's trust, and is going to really leave with them an amazing experience and snapshot of what you do as a service and as a business from a personal training aspect. So methods. Now, when I talk about methods, the whole aim of that getting that captive audience is to create conversations, and create conversations potentially after a class or in between them doing the Monday night this week and coming back to you on the Monday night next week. You want to create some conversation. You want to understand that class and those people more. So I'm going to run through a few different methods of how you could generate leads, get them on your mailing list, and build them into your business here. First one is class loyalty cards, sorry. So you know the things that you get at Costa or Starbucks where they always offer you a loyalty card and they stamp the card every time you come in for a coffee, and then at the end of when you get 6 coffees or whatever, you get a free one. Well, challenge your regulars to come in to come into your classes, maybe up to 6 times in a month, and create a little card. You can do it on Word, print them off, you can get them professionally done, and you can sign them off every time they come in. They hit 6 classes, they get a free consultation, free food diary review, even like a 20-minute technique session or taste session, whatever that is. But a great way of challenging your class attendees to keep the value in your PT, because they have to gain and do something to actually achieve that. So it's very different to standing up at the end of a class and going, I've got 3 PT sessions. If anyone wants to come and see me, come and grab me after the class. Very different. You're making them work for it. So it increases the value of your giveaway and your gift. Hand out food diaries at the end of the class. Guys, if anyone's struggling with nutrition, fill this out for a couple of days and either email it me. My email's at the bottom of the food diary, and I can give some pointers and maybe do a live Q&A or do even a seminar at the end of it. So again, it's a great way of engaging them, finding out about them more. Doing short questionnaires about, number 1, how good the class is, any feedback, but also about their goals. You know, what are you trying to achieve? How are you getting on achieving that goal? What are you really struggling with? You know, if I can do anything to help you, what would that be? You're gaining information about that person where you can open up a conversation about it. Monthly challenges. So you could get all your class attendees on a Facebook group or on your Instagram, and you could maybe do a monthly challenge on hitting as a group, you know, X amount of total steps and do it for charity. You could do a 30-day plank challenge. Again, get them all on your social, do live videos, technique work, accountability posts, tons of stuff. Competitions, you could do some raffles off some time slots that you're struggling to fill. Health checks and weigh-ins as well. Health checks, weigh-ins, fitness tests is what I used to use, and it works so well. So every 6 weeks that we used to do almost like a TA fitness test. We used to do it all in the gym, you know, running on the gym and the body weight stuff in the studio. They used to get their own results card, and then we also used to kind of get everyone on a bit of a leaderboard as well and show their progression, etc. And the guys just absolutely buzzed off it. They loved it. Specific for a demographic, but they loved that. Stretching sessions after a class. So if you do, especially if you're doing spin, if you've got maybe 10-15 minutes after the spin, think about really focusing on maybe on their posterior chain towards the last 10-15 minutes of the class. After you've done the normal kind of 2-3 minute stretch on the bike, just you know, invite people to come with you and do some rollouts or do some band work to mobilize their posterior chain, their hamstrings, their glutes, etc., calves, after the workout. And again, you just enables you to get into a different type of conversation with those people. Buddy up participants, so get them working together. You really start to create a community. It really enables you to potentially position something like a semi-private service to those people as well. Give gifts, you know, recipe books, workouts, exercise demonstrations via YouTube. You know, give gifts out a lot of the time. Will really help to again engage those people. All of these different methods, right, are just different ways of getting people into different conversations, learning about them more, triggering them off the back of what they're telling you. So it can be a massive, huge tool to generate leads. Your aim off the back of this is to always increase value, always increase rapport and trust. And crucially, you're wanting to almost give these guys a compelling reason for them to give you permission to talk to them outside the gym. Now, what I mean by that is for them to basically give you contact details, email address, so you can get them on your mailing list, come onto your social media, come into another class. So again, sales are based on building value and rapport and trust through multiple different interactions. So building up those interaction points. And these are just different ways that you can create interactions, get people from that studio floor onto your mailing list, onto your social media, into your consultations, so you can really show and position your business in the right way for them. So we're just going to look at the opportunity here, and we've looked over the stats, and this is going to differ from gym to gym, right? So I'm not saying this is for everybody. But we've literally just kind of gone, right, what's the average over Pure Gym, and then kind of done this. So you've got an average of 6 classes per week. So on average, 2 classes every 4 hours. The average number of attendees per class, this is averaging it out between off-peak and peak, is 15 attendees per class. Some of you will be way more, double. Some of you might be a little bit less, like your slower times, but I'm averaging it out. That is 90 attendees per week. 90 might be multiple people in there, but if 90, that's brilliant, because that's just another opportunity multiple times a week to build up value and trust. That's 360 per month. So just take a step back a second, take away any limiting beliefs and go, right, out of those 360 attendees, how many have I actively got into the right meaningful conversation with them about their goals, about what they're struggling with, about their challenges, about their barriers, about their life? How many? Then think about how many have I got on a mailing list? How many are on my social media? How many have I shown a little bit extra technique work? How many have had made eye contact with in the gym? How many of those people do I know by first name basis? It's never the lack of resources, it's the lack of resourcefulness. I'll leave you with that. The resources are there, okay? The members are there, the attendees are there. It's down to yourself to make that, to take that opportunity, grab it by its horns, and make every possible interaction and class the best snippet and taster of what you're like to work with on a one-to-one basis. I really hope this has helped, guys, and we are going to do a bigger webinar based on this with Dave, Dave from Group X and Harley from Group X. We're really going to do lots and lots of work on this to help you maximize these classes. Hope this has helped, guys. As always, give us a shout if you need anything, any questions at all. Give us a shout through the Facebook group. Cheers.